Hey everybody, on this episode of Something New in the Teeqlife Basement Bar, we are trying bourbon, but not just any bourbon, Bardstown Bourbon Company, and this is one of the best in the world. Watch this episode. Hey everybody, I'm Don Ferguson and welcome back to another episode of Something New here in the Teeqlife Basement Bar, where on this episode we are trying Bardstown Bourbon and their Fusion Series number 2. So while I crack this open, find a tasting glass, let's talk a little bit more about the particulars of this brand. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about what we're trying today. Bardstown Bourbon Company and their Fusion number 2 series. So Bardstown Bourbon came along in about 2016, and this is their flagship product right now. It's selling extremely well. It is 98.9 proof, alright, 99 proof, let's just say it. And it is a blend of 3 different bourbons that are aged differently. Okay, so the first one is 18% Bardstown Bourbon that is aged 3 years. It's 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. Now the second is 42% Bardstown Bourbon that is aged 2 years, 10 months. So just a little under 3 years. 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% malted barley. Last but not least, it is 40% Kentucky Bourbon that's aged 12 years. Kentucky Bourbon, but wait a minute. What Kentucky Bourbon? That's interesting. So to all you bourbon drinkers out there, the mash bill might give it away because it's 74% corn, 18% rye, and 8% malted barley. Now I've never had a fusion, a blend of 3 different bourbons, so let's get to cracking this open and taste. Okay, a fusion of 3 different bourbons. We gotta let this breathe. We have to get a healthy pour, but we have to let it, like, the aromatics just flow out and just let it breathe. But anyway, while we do that, let's talk a little bit about this bottle. And here's what I like about it. It's very cool and it's very unique. I mean, the shade, beautiful, very elegant. It has basically like the fusion, like nuclear cells. I don't know. I barely graduated. But what's super cool is it has the mash bills on it, the blends, and it tells you everything. It's almost like the nutritional facts on a box of Cheerios. Well, I'm sure this is much healthier than Cheerios, right? The color, look at that beautiful, deep, rich amber hue, almost like a copper, almost like a penny color. Just absolutely beautiful. The tiers just group together like this. Fantastic so far. Now we don't get a lot of bourbons on the program, but we are getting more. As the Teeqlife platform grows, a lot more bourbon companies, you know, are reaching out for us to try their bourbon. And this one, I have been very excited. So the aromas. Oh, you're getting definitely some of that rye breathing right out of the glass, billowing up. I'm getting a little bit of corn, some honey, almost like a vanilla nutty pecan. I mean, it's almost like the absolute perfect dessert. But what I love about it is at such a high proof, I'm not getting those alcohol vapors. You know, sometimes where they billow up, especially in a glass like this is a fantastic tasting glass, you're not getting it to where it's burning your eyes. So for such a high proof, this is extremely, blended extremely well, and it is not overpowering. Very, very, very subtle on the nose. So we have to taste. Wow. Yeah, I'm extremely happy. So I am getting a little corn, but it's almost like a very sweet, like a great sweetness, not overpowering, nothing artificial whatsoever. This is completely organic, sweet. There's not a lot of spice on the back end, but I'm getting like allspice, a little bit of oak, some orange peel. Wow, that's amazing. Holy wow. That is phenomenal. I mean, there's a little bit of chocolate, almost like a honey almond. And you know, the almonds, like when you go to the theaters or you go to a sporting event and you smell those honey sugar almonds. Oh my god, this is absolutely fantastic. Some apple, almost like a caramel apple in a way, honey apple, little bit of rye. I'm just picking up a tad of it. Very little. On my third sip, extremely light on the heat for a finish. For such a high proof bourbon, wow, this is absolutely phenomenal. They've been getting a lot of attention since 2016, and now I know why. So let's talk a little bit about the awards that they've won and their distillery. So even though Bardstown has only been on the market since around 2016, they are still racking up awards. Whiskey Advocate magazine, they named this in their top 20 in 2019. Actually, it was number 11. Have you heard of the San Francisco World Spirits Competition? The Oscars for the spirits industry? Well, this year, this one placed gold. But let's talk a lot more about the distillery. It's a state-of-the-art, sophisticated complex that sits on about 100 acres in the bourbon capital of the world. What they're trying to do is to create a Napa Valley type experience on the Bourbon Trail. That sounds awesome. Hopefully they invite me one day. They have tours, restaurants, they do tastings, they make cocktails, all kinds of, it's like a campus, so to speak. I really hope they do invite me. That would be cool. Let's finish up this tasting. That distillery sounds fantastic, and I hope to visit, and you should visit soon. My glass is just about empty, so that wraps up another episode of Something New here in the Teeqlife Basement Bar, where Bardstown Bourbon Fusion Series, Teeqlife approved, come on, all day long. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is 100% one of my new favorites. There's just such great depth of flavors with the fusion of 3 different bourbons that I'm just absolutely loving. There is so many great flavors. Make sure to subscribe to the Teeqlife YouTube channel, like, comment, and share. Follow us on social media, and if there's anything that you think deserves to be right here, just email us, reach out to us, say hi. I don't care. We'll see you on the next episode. I'm going to finish up half this bottle, no doubt about it. See you soon. So before we get into the Teeqlife Truth, because I know you're waiting, Bardstown Bourbon, this is not the last time you're going to see them. We got 2 more expressions that we're going to be trying. Subscribe to this channel. Wow. You must really like me to watch all the way through. So let's do a Teeqlife Truth. We just tried bourbon. And if you didn't know, bourbon is known as the honest spirit because of the strict regulations by the government when it comes to bourbon. Now bourbon, one of the rules, it has to be at least 51% corn. And the barrels that they use are brand new charred oak barrels. What do they do with those oak barrels after they use them? Well, they ship them out to different distilleries, tequila, mainly Scotch though. But other brands are using them, including craft beer. The origin of bourbon, whew, that's a hot topic. You know, there's a lot of people stepping up and saying, I created bourbon, but it's rumored that a Southern Baptist minister, Elijah Craig, you might have heard of that brand, he was seen as the person, as the inventor of bourbon. What he did is he aged popular corn whiskey or moonshine back in the late 1700s and kind of branded it himself. And Elijah Craig is actually a very popular brand to this day. Just like every liquor in the world, if you go back, it was for medicinal purposes only. Yeah, exactly. And what they were doing is they were sending it to New Orleans because there was a huge French community and bourbon was much cheaper than them buying French cognac. Bourbon cheap? Have you seen some of these prices? Anyways, that's the Teeqlife Truth. We'll see you next time. Life is too short to drink bad liquor. Choose better, people.